Hello everyone, welcome. If you do not know, my name is Jenny Thrasher. I am so excited that you're joining me here today because I am going to be live commentating the men's air rifle Olympic final. So super exciting. We have two Americans competing in this final, which is the most number of any country you can have. So yeah, it's going to be really great. Right now, I am watching the final live on the NBC website, which is going to work if you're in the USA. If you're not in the USA, you can go and Google for the Olympics.com website and find their schedule. It won't be a video stream, but it'll have the scores popping up. So right now, they are introducing the finalists. So I just want to tell you a little bit about how the final is going to work, just in case you don't already know, and then we'll talk about the finalists too here. So what happens is we are shooting standing in the 10-meter air rifle event. So all of these athletes have shot in the qualification match where they shoot 60 shots in 75 minutes. It's scored based on accuracy. So each shot, however close it is to the center, that is how many points they get, with a maximum of 10.9 points per shot. So these 8 athletes are the top 8 qualification scores from those 60 shots, and those scores were high. Our number 1 qualifying athlete from China actually broke the Olympic qualification record. So super exciting. He shot, let's see, a 632.7, which is very high. And the finals cut was also very high. That was a 629.2, which is very high for any match, but especially for the Olympics. So yeah, it's gonna be a really competitive final, and we have a lot of great athletes here, and a lot of whom I know personally, so hopefully we have some fun stories to talk about. So they're still introducing the finalists. They're about halfway through doing that. So I'm just gonna go through and talk a little bit about each of them too. So on firing point A, we have Lucas Kaczynski. Now, Lucas is actually one of the people I train with every day here in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center. 26 years old, and he's been on fire for the last 2 years in this event particularly. So shot a lot of matches in the US, which have been well over world record scores. And then, of course, last year we didn't have any matches, but this year we went to India for a World Cup, and he ended up winning his very first World Cup medal, which was a gold medal. So Lucas, obviously going to be a strong contender for a medal, and someone I'm rooting for, of course. So he did compete in the last Olympics in Rio. There he came 21st, but in the last 2 years he's come a long way. And even just watching the qualifying match, I could see that based on like the speed and control he shot with versus 5 years ago in Rio. So super exciting. Okay, on the second firing point B, we have Li Hao Sheng, and this was kind of a surprise. So this guy is 16 years old. He is the youngest person to make the final in this event, and that's really young. So he started shooting in early 2017, so 4.5 years ago, which is very fast. It's unusual to make an Olympic final at that rate, but he is actually coached by the 2016 Olympic medalist, Du Li, in my event, right? So he has great coaching, obviously has practiced a lot, and kind of exciting to see what he's going to do after getting into this final at 16. But he seems to be really controlled under pressure just based on looking at him now. But obviously we'll see when the shots get started. So in the third position, we have Patrick Jany from Slovakia. So he is 23 years old, and he actually shoots for the Slovakian military. This is a really common thing in Europe, that you are a full-time athlete, but you are kind of funded by the military, and you have some small military duties, a PT test, and going out representing. So super exciting. I wouldn't say he was favorited to make the final, but I'm excited to see what he does now that he's in here. On firing point D, we have Haorong Yang from China, and this guy is legit. He was definitely favorited to make the final. So he was in Rio, he came 31st, but today he shot the highest qualifying score with a 632.7 Olympic record. He also holds the 3P world record for the final and has had 6 World Cup medals in the last like 3 or 4 years. So this guy is really good and good at being an athlete in both guns, which you don't see all the time. Sometimes you see people specialize in air rifle or small bore. Someone asked if I'm going to show the live broadcast, and the answer is no, I'm not, because I do not legally own this live broadcast. So I will be looking at it myself and trying to commentate, but this video would get taken down if I tried to put it up. So you just get to hear me talking. Okay, they have started their first 5-shot series. So what happens is they have a set amount of time to shoot that correlates to 50 seconds per shot to shoot 5 shots at their own pace. So they can shoot fast, they can shoot slow, and then after 5 shots, they're going to make announcements. So anything over a 10.5 is going to be very good. That is what we're looking for. Anything over a 10 is going to keep you in for a little bit, and if you're shooting things that are below a 10.0, you've got some work to do to make up. So so far people are on about their 2nd or 3rd shot. I'm not really gonna say the results right now because things can change so fast until you are into like every 5 shots basically. So I'll just continue on with my introductions. So on firing point E, we have Vladimir Maslenikov from Russia and another very accomplished shooter. So he actually won bronze in this event in Rio. So definitely looking for some good results from him today. And our last World Cup before Tokyo in Croatia, he got the silver medal. So I think he will be a contender, be cool under pressure for sure. On firing point F, we have István Penny from Hungary. And István is actually my age. He's 24. We've been shooting together for a long time, and he is a beast for sure. So he actually came 13th in this event in Rio, but I would say of all the athletes on the list, he is the most consistent in the World Cup scene. So he has about 1 billion World Cup medals from the last few years. So I think an Olympic medal is kind of like the one thing he's really missing on his resume. So we will see. Most of these athletes are actually going to shoot in 3 events in the Olympics. So they're going to shoot in the men's air rifle individuals, which is going on right now, the mixed team, which is debuting in 2021, super exciting, where you have a male and female from each gender, from each country, competing as a team, and then the small bore event. So all of these athletes will compete in the mixed team air rifle, and most of them also in the small bore event. So lots of chances. So yeah, definitely, as far as World Cup medals, the most decorated athlete on this list. And then firing point G, we have Will Shaner. So Will is 20 years old. He's from the USA. We are definitely rooting for him over here. And he actually won the very last World Cup before this match in Croatia. He won gold medal, first ever World Cup, super amazing moment. He's had a really on fire year. So he's actually an NCAA shooter. So he's in the collegiate scene. And so he's been shooting, I think he's, he's a senior. So he's going into his senior year as an NCAA athlete. Had a really good collegiate career so far, looking to see what he does next year. And he shot the qualifying score today. It was actually the highest qualifying score I've ever personally seen him do in an actual match. So really great to step up to the pressure under, you're on the big stage right now. So looking for good shots from him too. Before I announce our final athlete and talk about them, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the scores from the first 5-shot series. So like I said, if you're in the US, you want to go to the NBC website and get that live stream. If you're not in the US, you want to go to Olympics.com and get the live stream there. It's not going to be a video, it's just going to have the scores. So things are really close right now. Really, really close. The top 3 athletes are separated by 0.2 of a decimal, which is practically nothing. So in first place, we actually have our 16-year-old, followed by Will Shaner, the second youngest at 20, followed by István Penny. So now we're gonna go into another round of 5 shots at a time. So again, there's 24 shots total. There's a lot of time to go. But as an athlete, it's a lot easier if you're not digging yourself out of a hole, right? It's easier if you're just kind of solid and consistently chipping away every single shot. So our last athlete on the final firing point is actually Omar Akgun from Turkey. And this was definitely the big surprise to make the Olympic final. So he is our oldest competitor at 39. And he actually has 2 children at home who I'm sure are cheering him on. And sometimes when you're kind of not favorited to medal, you can actually shoot really well and, you know, contend without all of that pressure. So I'm excited to see the overall results. And the thing with shooting is you never know. Like, you can make bets on who's going to win, but you actually never know who is going to win, who's going to medal. But it's just awesome to see these guys make the final, especially after a long year delay. So let me know who you're rooting for in the comments, and we can shout them out. So yeah, right now we're in our second series of 5 shots, and after this we're going to move into our single shots. So what's going to happen is the athletes will each have 1 shot in 50 seconds. They're going to do that 2 times, and then we're going to have our first elimination. So whoever is on the bubble in 8th place is going to sit down at that time, and then we're going to shoot 2 more individual shots, and then our 7th place is going to sit down, and then we're going to shoot 2 more individual shots, and our 6th place, and so forth until the last man standing is our gold medalist. So even though it's 24 shots, it's pretty intense, and it's going to go by really, really fast. So far you can see on the screen that they look really, you know, a lot of these athletes look steady, and I think you need to just, this point when you're shooting in an Olympic final, you just have to trust yourself, and you almost have to be like mono thought, right? You have to be so focused on that 1 shot, shooting that 110, that nothing else can come into your mind. Because if you're thinking about the pressure, or you're thinking about what your parents are thinking watching at home, you know, you don't know, you're not going to be able to shoot well. You're not going to be able to perform to your highest capability. So having an emotionally stable state is also really important. Looks like Will Shaner just shot a shot he was not happy with by the look on his face. So we will try to see what that is. Oh, wait a second. All right, so they have finished right now their 2nd series of 5 shots. Will Shaner's in the lead. He's currently sitting at a 105.8, which is rock star for this final. Will has 1 goal in mind, and he is gonna try to achieve it. 0.6 behind is the 16-year-old Li Hao Sheng, and he has also shot 10 10s so far. So I have a feeling this is going to be a very intense final to the last minute, to be honest with you. In 3rd place, we have Omar Akgun from Turkey, who was kind of our surprise finalist at 39. So shooting really well with the 104. Lucas right now is in 6th place, but we have a lot of shots before that 6th place elimination. So he definitely has potential to move up, and we would like to see some really good fight from him right now. So they're going to start into their 50-second individual shots. Right now, we're going to do 2 of those, and then they're going to eliminate. As you can see, the coaches are all sat behind, so when the eliminations happen, the athletes will go and they will sit with their coaches. And it's super, to be honest, I think the coaches have a tougher job than the athlete does, because they have to be so emotionally controlled. But at the same time, you know, they have no control, right? They're not pulling the trigger. They have no opportunity to shoot, to help save anything. So they are honestly just sitting there and watching and hoping and trusting in their athletes, which is a really hard thing to do. So right now on the screen, we have Will Shaner, who is currently in the lead at 20 years old, 1st Olympics. I'm sure he has a lot of confidence from his last World Cup in Croatia with that great win there. So, and he shoots a 10.8. Solid shot. So 10.9 from Patrick Yaney on that shot. Unfortunately, Lucas had a 9.8, so we're going to look for a really strong rebound from him. All right, and they are going to shoot their second shot, and then we're going to eliminate 8th place. So on the bubble right now, we have Vladimir Maslenikov, who is in 8th place. That is our athlete from Russia who won bronze in Rio 5 years ago. So maybe a bit of a disappointing finish for him, to be honest, to come out in 8th. It's hard to not be disappointed when you want to medal and you know you are capable of medaling, but at the same time, anything can happen, and it's one of those things that at the end of the day, hopefully you can look back at it and say, you know, I didn't medal and I wanted to, but I gave it my best effort and that was enough. So, all right, they are shooting their second shot right now. I know it looks like these athletes aren't moving at all, but the margins of error they're working with are so small, and truly any movement at all, and not just physical movement, any mental movement at all needs to be really discouraged in this time. And you know, I have to tell you guys, their holds are not perfect. They are nervous, and that's okay, and that's good. I think there's this misconception that Olympic athletes are in the Olympics and they're just business. And yes and no, right? You've trained, you're confident in your preparation, and you are ready to tackle this challenge. That being said, if you're not nervous, you're not doing it right. I think being nervous, having a hold that's all over the place, and working with yourself and shooting through it, that's what makes an Olympic champion. So, all right, with our second shot, we are going to say goodbye to Vladimir, our Russian athlete. You can see him putting in his safety flag right now and putting his gun down. Lucas shot a 10.4 on that. He is currently in 7th place, 0.9 away from Istvan Penny in 6th place. So a little bit of work to do, but he has 2 shots to do it. So hopefully he can keep climbing up the leaderboard. On the other end, we have Will Shaner with an excellent 10.5, extending his lead even more. So he is now 1.3 points away from second. Of course, we're a long way from finishing, but this bodes well for Will, and I think he probably is feeling very strong right now, as he should. He has 12 shots on the board. All 12 of those are 10s, and the majority of them are very, very deep 10s. So this is looking like a very clean textbook final from him. So let's go, Will. Keep it up. All right, so now there's probably been some announcements going on, and they are going to go into their next 2 individual shots. If you have any questions about the final, drop them in the comments so I can try to answer them. Not sure I'll know every answer, but I know a lot about shooting and a lot about 10-meter air rifle shooting too, so I will try my best. All right, so we've got some movement here. Lucas with a 10.9. He said, not today. I'm drinking the beet juice and nothing's gonna stop me. So he, with that shot, moved up to 6th. Now there's still 1 more shot to go before the next elimination. Also a 10.5 from Istvan moved him up to 5th. Unfortunately, Patrick Yaney had a 9.6 and is now in the bubble, so he's gonna be looking for a strong shot to go. Omar Akkan from Turkey had a 9.7, which gave our top 2, Will and Lee Howe, a little bit of breathing room. All right, so now they're going to shoot their next shot, and we will see who gets eliminated in 7th place. So everyone cross your fingers that Lucas gets a really deep 10 and stays in the competition. He definitely works really hard and has deserved to make this final, so hoping to see some really good things. And he will be partnered for the mixed team match coming up with Mary Tucker, who actually made the final yesterday in women's air rifle and came in 6th place. So looking for a strong pairing from them too. All right, so, and if you guys don't know, I am going live and commentating for every Olympic final. So shotgun, pistol, and rifle, any Olympic final where an American makes it. So this is the 2nd one I've commentated so far. I will say it's going a lot better than the first one. The first one, we had some streaming problems and some lighting problems and some sound problems. So it's going a lot better so far. All right, let's see what's going on. Lucas shoots a 10.2. Luckily, that is enough to keep him in the final for a little bit longer. So now we're going to say goodbye to Patrick Yaney. Good job. And we will see who battles it out. Right now, between 5th place and 6th place, there's only 0.3 between Lucas and Istvan. They have shot against each other and together for a long time. Lucas and I actually went last fall to Hungary to shoot the Hungarian Open, and it was kind of a very good, friendly, healthy competition atmosphere between those two. So I'm sure they're feeling that right now. Yes. So, a few people have asked if I can share the screen. The answer is no, I cannot. If I share the screen, that will be copyrighted and this video will get taken down. So I cannot share it. I am so sorry. But I will try my best to commentate the live action as it's going on. So we can see Patrick walking over to his coach. Looks a little bit disappointed, of course. I mean, how could you not? So at this point, we are going to go into our next 2 shots, and then we are going to eliminate our 6th place athlete. So like I said, Lucas and Istvan are gonna be duking it out. They're very close. They're only 0.3 away from that. At the top of the leaderboard, Will is holding on strong. He has over a point, so 1.3 points lead on 2nd place. So it's going to take some very strong shooting from our Chinese 16-year-old Li Haosheng to propel him to into 1st place right now. But Will looks very steady. Every image I've seen of him, he looks very composed, and he looks like he is calling his shots where they're going. So really great to see. All right, they've shot their next shot. We have a 10.9 from Lucas. I'm applauding Lucas right now because it's hard. It's hard to be on the bubble and just keep fighting and keep grinding it out. That's his 2nd 10.9 in 3 shots. So that propels him up into 5th place. Istvan with a 10.5 is only 0.1 behind. So this is practically a shoot-off shot. So whoever shoots the better shot is going to continue in the final for a little bit longer. If it's time for an elimination and they are tied, we will shoot an actual shoot-off shot, which means just those 2 athletes who are tied will shoot 1 shot, and whoever has the better shot will stay in. So it's kind of a winner-take-all 1 shot, which are really tough, but honestly, a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be in, and nerve-wracking, and in a good way, though, I think. So, all right, so, ooh, okay. Lucas shot a 9.9. Istvan shot a 10.4. Istvan will stay in, and Lucas is going to be eliminated in 6th place. So I'm sure not the ideal result that he was hoping for, but hopefully he can look back on that and say, you know, and just be so proud of his fight, and I feel like Lucas does a really good job of being kind of a leader in the community and being someone a lot of people look up to, and a lot of people follow him on social media and work with him. So hopefully this just propels Lucas to get stronger and fight harder, and we will look for him in the mixed team event coming up in a few days. So all right, and yep, we're watching him walk off right now. So he's gonna go back and sit with our national coach Dan Durbin, who is oh, what a grin. Okay, so he's going to sit with Dan Durbin. Dan is a great coach, especially when times of disappointment come. So you know, I wish I was a fly on the wall in that conversation, but I'm sure Dan's really proud of him. And Dan, if you guys didn't hear yesterday, is actually going to be my next Instagram live guest. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know I have a monthly live guest, and we're going to talk to Dan Durbin, the Olympic coach, after the Olympics, and get the full debrief. So super excited. Stay tuned for that. All right, so they're shooting their next shot. Ishvan is in 5th place on the bubble. He shot a 10.3, which he's 0.6 away from 4th place right now. So he's gonna have to keep clawing himself up, you know, hoping for a really deep 10 on the next shot. So at the top of the leaderboard, some very exciting things going on. So kind of our veteran, Yang from China, shot a 10.8, which gets him 0.2 away from 2nd place. So right now, Will Shaner's in the lead. He has a 1.6 lead on 2nd place. So Will is doing a really good job, not just hanging on, he's extending his lead. He is in full control of this. This is a really strong final. He has not shot a shot below 10.2 yet, so amazing to see. In 2nd place, we have our 16-year-old Li Haosheng from China, but he's only 0.2 ahead of Yang, so they are going to duke it out. And another 0.6 behind, we have Omar Akgun, who is shooting very well right now from Turkey in 4th place, going to be looking to sneak into the medal position. And Ishvan is in 5th place. He has a little bit to go. He has 0.7 to make up, so we will see if he can do that. Oh, he shoots a 10.8, a valiant effort. A 10.9 is the highest shot, but Omar Akgun says, not today. He also shoots a 10.8. Ishvan is going to be going home in 5th place. Again, not what he wanted. Someone who's been so dominant on the international scene these last few years, but honestly, a great performance. He only shot 1.9 in all of those shots. It's just, finals are so tough, you know, but hopefully he's really proud of that, especially ending on a 10.8. Really strong finish. So he is walking off the screen now, and we are down to 4. We are down to 4 athletes, and 3 of them are going to take home medals in this event. So I am going to do something fun. Since we are about to have our first American medalist, fingers crossed, in the shooting events, I'm going to do a little giveaway. So this is only for people watching it live. So if you are watching this live, then take a screenshot, and I want you to DM it to me on Instagram, and I'm going to choose one person randomly who DMs this screenshot to me on Instagram, and I'm going to send them a USA Shooting shirt and an Olympic mug. It's really cool. I'm actually going to go get it right now so you guys can see. So yes, if you take a screenshot of you watching this video live, I will choose a random person to send this 1996 Atlanta shooting mug. This is from the archives, the basement of USA Shooting, and is a really cool thing. So I will send this and a USA Shooting t-shirt. So send those to me on Instagram. And we are still going over here. So like I said, we have said goodbye to Ishvan in 5th place with a score of 186.5. Now we have our top 4. 3 of them, everyone except Will, shot a 10.2 on this next shot, and Will said, no, this is my final, and shoots a 10.5. So he is extending his lead. He has 1.8 points, which is a pretty significant lead at this point in the race. So he will be looking to continue his dominance, quite honestly. And yeah, we will see how they do on the next shot. So on the bubble right now, we have Omar Akgun in 4th place. He has 0.3 to go to Yang from China. So 0.3, really not a lot. Anything could happen with this next shot. So we're gonna look and see really who shoots a deep 10 is the person who's gonna be able to stay in. A 10.2 at this point probably is not gonna cut it. So we are going to wait for that. I feel like waiting's the hardest part, you know? All right. Omar shoots a 9.9. He's going to be eliminated in 4th place. Congratulations. I'm sure his family, including his 2 children watching at home, are so proud of him. And right now we have a pretty good final going on. So in first place, we have Will Shaner, who's at a 210.6. We have just 4 shots to go. Second place, we have Li Haosheng with a 208.7. And Haoran Yang with a 208.1 is in third place. So 0.6 to going to continue shooting very, very well. So, okay, great shot from everyone right now. So 10.8 from Yang in third place, a 10.5 from Li Haosheng in second place, and a 10.4 from Will Shaner. So we have 0.3 decimals between our second and third, both from China, and we will see. This next shot is going to decide who gets the second, or who gets the silver, and who gets the bronze medal. Of course, any medal, any color in the Olympics is amazing. So we will see what happens here. But this final is actually kind of reminding me a little bit of my final in the Olympics 5 years ago. I ended up winning, and second and third were both amazing, strong competitors from China. So we will see what happens. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments. Like I said, screenshot this if you're watching it live, send me a photo, and you will be entered in my first medalist giveaway. So, very strong. All right, shots are in. Another 3 deep 10s from all 3 of our competitors. 10.5 from Yang, 10.6 from Sheng, 10.3 from Will Shaner. So, we are going to say goodbye to our third place, Yang from China, who has had, in the last few years, has had great success on the World Cup stage. I think this bronze medal is really indicative of how, how much hard work he's put in, and staying calm under pressure for sure. So we will say goodbye to him, and I believe he's around my age. Let me check that out. Have my little cheat sheet right here. So yes, he is 25, I'm 24, and we will definitely look for him in the 3P event. Again, he is the current world record holder for a small board final, so we will look for him to be really strong in the 3P event too. All right, 2 shots to go. We are about to decide our gold medal winner. In first place right now, we have Will Shaner from America. Obviously, that is who I'm rooting for. He has been so strong. He and actually our second place from China have not shot a single 9 in this whole final, which is very intense, very competitive for it being the Olympics, right? So we will look for them to have 2 more solid shots. I will say yesterday in our women's final, we had some endings that were not quite what we expected. We had a wide 9 and an 8. So hopefully our men can finish on 10s. So right now, Will shoots a 10.1. That's his first non-X10 of the final, but we will take it. And Sheng shoots a 10.3. So there is 1.3 points. So basically, if Will shoots any 10, it does not need to be a good 10. Any 10 from Will on this last shot will take the gold medal. So everybody cross your fingers. Let's get ready. And we're gonna see quite a celebration in America if this happens. Either way, gold or silver, we will definitely see a great celebration. There's a lot of people at home rooting for this young college student who's representing himself and his country really well right now. So it's the last shot. All right, any guesses on what the final shot's gonna be? Hopefully a deep 10. All right, 10.2. Oh, Shang shoots a 10.8. He really wanted it. He really said, if there's an opportunity, I am going to take it. But Will Shaner shoots a 10.2. That means he ends on a 251.6, which is a very strong final score for any match, especially for the Olympics. And that 20-year-old is going to be walking home with an Olympic gold medal from this match. Amazing. Absolutely crazy. So just to go over the scores one more time, Will Shaner, first place, 251.6, followed by Li Haosheng, our 16-year-old from China, followed by Haoran Yang, who is our veteran from China, followed by Omar Akgun, which was kind of the surprise to make the final, had an excellent go, followed by in 5th place Istvan Penne, followed by in 6th place Lucas Kaczynski from the USA, followed by in 7th place Patrick Yaney, and 8th place Vladimir Meslenikov. So that is our scores. It is 1 in the morning here where I am in Colorado. It's about 4 p.m. in Japan. And that is, wow, that's all I can say. Congrats to Will, congrats to all the finalists. I think that was a very strong and competitive final. My score, or my video feed's delaying behind the scores a little bit, but I can't wait to see the celebration and how excited Will is, of course. So as a young American who has won an Olympic gold medal, it does change your life. It does change your life, and I'm really excited for him, and I think this is going to be I think this is going to be a moment he remembers forever. And how could it not, right? So, all right, well, thank you for tuning in. This will be your last chance to take a screenshot and DM it to me on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Jenny Thrasher, and be entered into the giveaway for this vintage 1996, yes, that was before I was born, Atlanta mug and USA Shooting t-shirt that I will send to a random winner from the giveaway. So do that. Once again, congrats to all the athletes competing, especially to our medalists, especially to Will Shaner, our hometown hero. So thank you so much, and have a great night, and I will see you guys at the next final.